Hello and welcome to another interesting episode of TechnyFire. I am Dapo Aruwajoye, and this episode is coming to you live from the 3MTT Launch and Showcase organized by the Ministry of Communications, Innovations and Digital Economy. 3MTT means 3 million technical talent. It's an initiative, a flagship under the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Renewed Hope agenda aimed at training millions of Nigeria with digital skills.
Our ancestors spoke wisdom that moved mountains. Our language carried knowledge empires feared. But today, our phones don't hear us. Our AI ignores us, but builds the future without inviting us in. No more. Technology rises to reclaim what's ours. AI born from our soil, speaking our tongue, solving our struggles. Agriculture, health, education, trade on our tongue. This is not charity. This is revolution, a national revolution. MVPs made in Nigeria. Southwest, your time is now. Ekiti, Ondo, Osun, Oyo, Ogun, Lagos. We need 120 warriors, 20 from each state. The sharpest minds, the boldest hearts. Bring your fire. Applications open March 1st, just 4 weeks. Submit your 3 to 5 minute pitch video. Yoruba, English, Pidgin, speak your truth. CV, 1 page, proof of roots, and your raw proof of concept. Your idea, heritage, the weapon we need. Technology isn't coming, it's already burning inside you. Technology initiative of MVP made in Nigeria. Powered by TechnyFire, NITHub, and Dawn Commission. Technology, the fire is ready. Who is pressing the button?
Gathered here are representatives of the European Union, officials from several countries, government leaders, industry partners, and tech ecosystem stakeholders for the launch and showcase of the 3MTT Partner Network, organized by the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy.
For the European Union, our association with Nigeria's plan to develop the digital sector is a major commitment. The European Union is fully committed to reap the benefit of talent that is present in Nigeria and to partner with Nigeria on all the critical investments that need to be pursued in this respect, whether infrastructure, whether on digital public infrastructure, connectivity around the public-private sector, and of course, skills. Skills in Nigeria are globally relevant, and this is also why you get such a buzz whenever we talk about digital skills in Nigeria. However, the commitment here is to weigh proper ways to nourish and nurture skills in Nigeria. And this has to be done organically with the ecosystem, with clear policy direction, with a clear alignment of all partners on a plan to get where we want to be. So this is why our commitment to the GMTT is so important, because as EU, we have identified in the 3MTT the organic, policy-driven and aligned way to develop digital skills at all levels in Nigeria. It's not just a certification machine. This is a much bigger effort and entity and blueprint that we are partnering with. Let me say, just to finish, it's a long-term commitment that we want to express with Nigeria, and we are here to take that commitment not only as EU, European Union, but with our member states and with EU business. This is the type of association that can really contribute to what we call global gateway. We need to be all on board to express the richness, the sustainability, the long-term vision that we want to bring to our partnership in Nigeria. So, very keen to be here with you today to listen to the Honorable Minister about the state of play and the way ahead. And from our side, an unwavering commitment to keep partnering with Nigeria and with the Ministry and with all you present here on 3MTT.
Addressing dignitaries at the event in Lagos, the Honorable Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, stated that the federal government is committed to empowering millions of Nigerian youth with world-class digital skills under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda.
We look at the geopolitics, we think of which countries are benefiting from it, who are those that are capturing the gains from it. But the reality is, the biggest question we should be asking is, how are we ensuring that nations are not being left out? If technologies, particularly digital technologies, is now responsible for competitiveness and productivity across sector. And this is why at the ministry, we introduced something that is slightly different in the way we think of technology. We think of the geopolitics, but we think also of something that we call the absorptive capacity of nations to actually leverage and use technology deeply. Regardless of whether you are at the frontier of the development of technology, you still have to ask the question as to whether your society is actually able to use technology properly. For instance, when we talk about digital technologies, without ubiquitous connectivity, there's not much you can do. Right? And I'm not talking about, just access to internet. Ubiquitous and meaningful access. There's not much you can do. Without appropriate policies and the governance structure for society to truly put digital technologies to use, the gains for individual countries will be limited. And I think for what we're discussing today, without talent, there's really not much that a nation can do with digital technologies. And we're not just talking about frontier basic talent. We're talking about the ability to even be able to deploy what's been made, to be able to put it to use for the benefit of your society. And this is where we have a problem that is unique not just for Nigeria, but globally. Because as we push the use of technology in society, we're all asking the question, do we have enough talent to actually drive the development of technology? If you look to countries like Europe, that has played significant role in helping to find new knowledge, but also develop new technologies. You see a continent and you see countries where the population is declining significantly because it's aging population, and you're not seeing new people being given birth to. So if we continue to rely just on Europe to help us with groundbreaking ideas and application of technology, we're all going to get to a point where there will be limits to the available talent to do so. And this is where a country like Nigeria has a role to play. We see that a very critical intersection in this global conversation. As home to one of the largest and fastest growing youth population in the world, we have something to say and something to offer. This population presents us not just with a challenge which many people can see. If you talk to researchers, they will tell you that as the Nigerian populations continue to grow, if we look to history and data, there's a strong indication that it's almost going to be close to what we have with crude oil. Because when you have resources that you don't put to proper use, it will go to the other side, which means it doesn't really deliver net benefit. And this one is particularly also stressful. It's something that we have to pay attention to. When you have a growing population that you're not putting to the right use, you also have a population and a resource that can be manipulated and used for the wrong purpose as well. Which is why not only should Nigeria be thinking, how do we ensure that we can invest in this youthful population to serve the world, to plug the talent gap that we have, but also How do we invest in them to become the resources that will actually help lift us and get us to where we want to be as a society? So we have a choice. We can either see the growth in our youth population as a challenge, or we can see it as an opportunity. If you want to know more about this, I think I'll encourage you to look at the research that has been recently released by the Peace Research Institute in Oslo, where they actually focused on Nigeria. And the data that they collected indicates that Nigeria is almost at the same point as South Korea when their transformation started. And one of the things that lifted South Korea was actually the growth in their population, which they then invested in, that led to the transformation of the society. And this force is the reason why at the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, we've decided that we're going to do something about this, and this was one of the early decisions that we took as a ministry. And it was what led to the 3MTT, the 3 Million Technical Talent, which we launched, I believe, in October 2023. It's not just a skills initiative for us. It is a strategic response to the talent shortage in global technology ecosystem, meaning we're not seeing ourselves as training these young people just for the local market. We would like for Nigeria to be able to help plug that gap that exists globally. The 3MTT is about positioning Nigeria as a source of global talent, positioning Nigeria as a partner to the world, and most importantly, to position Nigeria, but also technology, as a driver of shared prosperity. And as you can imagine, this is not something that government alone can actually deliver. The scale of our ambition, we decided we were going to train 3 million. You know, the president says, create 1 million technical jobs. How do we do that? We need to have the skills, the talent to be able to achieve it. So we decided we'll train 3 million. If we get half of those people to truly take a career in technology, we'll be in a good place to meet the targets that we've been given. And that's why we set out to do this. But from the beginning, we realized that it was a difficult assignment that we've given ourselves. As you can imagine, no country in the world, and this is not gainsaying, I think you can use your ChatGPT, there's absolutely no country in the world today that is training 3 million technology talent. And we realized early that this is not something we can do alone. There's absolutely no way government has the capacity to train 3 million technical talent. Our cast, as you guys say, on the street. When I joined government, I looked at the training program that was being done before we came in, and I was given the fact and the curriculum of this program. And I was told by a very strong expert from a development agency that they've trained 100,000 technology talents. But the training program was only for a week. And I sat back, I said, coming from CCO, can you truly train someone from zero to becoming a talent in technology in 1 week? So it became obvious to me that even within the development space, there's a mix-up between digital literacy, but also digital skills as well. You know, these things are separate. And for us, this is not a program that we deliver to tick the box. It's not. I always challenge people and say to people that if you truly want to learn about 3MTT at any time that you like, you can do it in 2 weeks. Just in case you're imagining that probably I put something there before coming here. Go to any social media platform of your choice and put 3MTT in it. And you'll find tremendous testimonials from people that are actually benefiting from this program. Their experience, what they've learned, what they're doing today. For us, it is about people. I've had the privilege to work in the startup ecosystem. I know what it means when you give opportunity to people, especially Nigerians, because we're driven people. And I know where people take things. You know, I always try to stop myself from using the example of Inyolu Aboyeji. I remember when he came back from Canada, and he came into CCO. He was wearing what we refer to in Nigeria as Dunlop slippers on this day. So you can imagine what his feet look like. And he came into CCO and he said to me that I have a dream. I was going to build something that will rival Coursera. Of course, that platform he built failed, but he pivoted from it into building Andela. And of course, I don't need to narrate his story to you. His story is an indication of what's possible with young Nigerians when you truly give them opportunity, and that's what I believe in.
Trainings, the knowledge showcases, state road shows, programs across these locations. And through our employees, we have a program called the Employee Volunteer Scheme. We have our employees go to these locations to try and motivate and encourage the participants. The results that we've recorded, we targeted 25,000. As of today, we were able to train 29,166 youths, with 30.2% of this number being female. 205 persons with disabilities are included. And this effort didn't go unrecognized. We were able to win an award at the Serras for this year because of our participation with 3MTT.
Permit me to share a few remarks around how and why we identified with this vision and the impact we have seen from that collaboration. In our recent AI Sprinters report, aimed at accelerating AI adoption in emerging markets, particularly in Africa, we noted that for emerging markets to truly leapfrog into the future, digital transformation cannot be accidental. It must be intentional. It requires a bold national roadmap that the private sector can plug into. Honorable Minister, by setting a clear national vision through the 3MTT program, you provided the strategic high ground that allowed Google to invest with confidence. Our 2.8 billion naira commitment through do.org was not just a check. It was a strategic anchor for the 3MTT Deep Tech Ready initiative to ensure Nigeria's most talented minds have the world-class platform they deserve.
We not only support young graduates from Nigeria to access jobs and get paid 150,000 naira monthly for a period of 12 months, we give them access to mentorship, we give them access to opportunity, and we give them access to agency. The Nigerian Jubilee Fellows Program has been one of the outstanding programs by the federal government of Nigeria that allows young people to leave the university and access quality jobs matched to host organizations that continue to mentor them and give them a chance. And what that chance means is that when we find a young fellow who comes knocking on your door, if you are a business owner in this room, it's important that you give them access. Access means an opportunity to improve themselves, to improve their capacities, and to make them more competitive in the ecosystem. Competitiveness in this case means that if a young fellow who is a 3MTT fellow comes to you, we implore you to not only give them access to contribute meaningfully to the economy, but give them access to use the agency that they have learned and position themselves through the opportunity that the government is giving to them. We applaud the work that the government of Nigeria is doing. We applaud the EU for this magnanimous support to young people in Nigeria. And then we ask as UNDP that we continue to work together to ensure that more young people have access to this kind of opportunities, and we continue to support the systems that enable that. So on behalf of UNDP, we congratulate you, Honorable Minister, and your team for the magnanimous job that you are doing. And then, of course, we congratulate the EUD in Nigeria for their immense support to opportunities for young people.
Launched in late 2023 in collaboration with NITDA.
In creating an army of tech experts in the country, because technology is a big enabler for growth, for development, so I'm a big fan of anything that creates more technologies in this country, so that's why I came.
Microsoft is one of 3MTT's partners. We work with them to really see the success of this program, and I'm so pleased that Microsoft is part of this journey, not only because of its success, but because it's really redefining talent acceleration across the world. In case you didn't know this, the 3MTT program is the world's largest talent accelerator program. This has never been done anywhere in the world, and I am so proud as a Nigerian that we have a first, and we have a very good first. Under 30 demographic accounts for about 60% of the population, so about 145 million people. Right. Now think about the maybe 15 to 29 age group. That's about, I think, 86 or so million Nigerians. Imagine that we continued this accelerator program in a way that would be able to impact those numbers, right? What we're doing is positioning those number of people, getting them ready for the job market so that they can not only fulfill the need, the talent need in Nigeria, but also reach the rest of the world. As we know, we have a lot of countries and continents that are experiencing a population decline. Nigeria, we're not looking for a population, we do have the people. Now, if we can invest meaningfully in our people, right, it will be a game changer, not only for Nigeria, not only for Africa, but for the rest of the world.
I'm a beneficiary of 3MTT Fellow. I got trained as product manager back then in Cohort 3, and today with Nigerian Jubilee Fellows Program help, I was able to secure a job at Bomba. Yeah. This thing is, I really appreciate them for this great opportunity, because without this, a lot of graduates will be out there looking for opportunity, right? So with them and with this opportunity, with this 3MTT and other initiatives they have brought up, we were able to be useful and be who we are today.
Actually, 3MTT is not just a program. 3MTT is more than a program. 3MTT is just a catalyst. I can call it a catalyst that transforms ideas into solution and solution into meaningful impacts. Actually, 3MTT is not just a program. 3MTT is more than a program. 3MTT is just a catalyst. I can call it a catalyst that transforms ideas into solution and solution into meaningful impacts.
So how's the journey been for you?
It wasn't that easy actually, because it requires a lot of time, dedication, and also a lot of practice.
So what do you have to say for the federal government and the ministry?
Actually, I can only say big thank you to the federal government, because the program is really impactful. It impacts so many people out there. I'm one of the beneficiaries, and I can testify that this program is incredible, and I can't say that there is a kind of such program in this country, actually.
Okay, when I jumped on the program, I was just transitioning from my housemanship, compulsory housemanship, to private practice. And I didn't just want to be just another doctor, I wanted to add value. So jumping into 3MTT to learn data analysis and visualization gave me an edge against my counterparts, because when I got my first job, I was immediately introduced to the Infection Prevention Committee, added as a member because of my skill in data analysis. From there, I was added into the Staff Evaluation Committee. I handled all the data processing, analyzing data from consultants and the rest. So it gave me an edge and a privilege in the hospital that every other doctor didn't get. But while I was there, I noticed a struggle I was having personally with my finances. I knew I was enjoying working as a doctor, but I wanted to make sure I can handle my money well. That's when building linear finance came to life. So I immediately saw myself transitioning from a skill I learned to attempting to apply that skill to build a product. From my background as a data analyst, I love segregating things, separating them, making money make sense, making things make sense. So I just incorporated that into building linear finance, got a team around me who are all 3MTT fellows, started building, raise money, raise funding, and partnership that is giving us a platform to scale. First of all, I strongly appreciate the Honorable Minister for this initiative. For me, I know it would have been a struggle learning data analysis the way I was attempting to learn before, using unstructured learning platforms like YouTube. But with 3MTT, I got a structured system to learn. I got a community to collaborate with. That gave me opportunity to really build something that makes sense. So I strongly appreciate him for giving me a community, giving me a platform to learn. And our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I strongly appreciate him for the vision to create 1 million jobs, first by training them and upskilling them. I hope that what the future holds for Nigeria will begin with me contributing my lot as a fellow that has been trained by this government.
This is the largest technology talent program in the world. This is a program where the federal government has decided we're going to train 3 million technical talent. Because as you know, Nigeria is probably the most youthful country in the world, one of the most youthful countries in the world. We have our average age being around 16.9. And we're adding 5 million new people every year. So the government is very aware of the need to continue to scale the Nigerian young people who wants to pick career in technology so that they can have opportunity globally.
So what do you think the outcome of this will be at the end of the day?
As you can see the outcome here, we're celebrating number one, the contribution of the European Union, who is now funding this program with 11 million euros. But we're also using it as a point of contact to call on other people to join us in ensuring that we can skill young Nigerians, because it's not the responsibility of government. Government cannot do it alone. It's quite a large endeavor.
Whether you're looking at having 3 million Nigerians armed with digital skills, what do you think the outcome will be for the nation itself?
Jobs and economic growth. You know, technology is not something you can apply if you don't have the skill set for it. When we have a pool of talent who can help us build but also apply, then we can use technology to raise the level of competitiveness across our key sectors. And that's the only way we can grow as a nation.
The program aims to train 3 million Nigerians in high-demand skills such as software development, UI UX design, data science, AI ML, cybersecurity, and cloud computing. It seeks to create 2 million digital jobs by 2025 and position Nigeria as a net exporter of technical talent.
Our ancestors spoke wisdom that moved mountains. Our language carried knowledge empires feared. But today, our phones don't hear us. Our AI ignores us, but builds the future without inviting us in. No more. Technology rises to reclaim what's ours. AI born from our soil, speaking our tongue, solving our struggles. Agriculture, health, education, trade on our tongue. This is not charity. This is revolution, a national revolution. MVPs made in Nigeria. Southwest, your time is now. Ekiti, Ondo, Osun, Oyo, Ogun, Lagos. We need 120 warriors, 20 from each state. The sharpest minds, the boldest hearts. Bring your fire. Applications open March 1st, just 4 weeks. Submit your 3 to 5 minute pitch video. Yoruba, English, Pidgin, speak your truth. CV, 1 page, proof of roots, and your raw proof of concept. Your idea, heritage, the weapon we need. Technology isn't coming, it's already burning inside you. Technology initiative of MVP made in Nigeria. Powered by TechnyFire, NITHub, and Dawn Commission. Technology, the fire is ready. Who is pressing the button?
There is no doubt that this bold program is changing the lives of millions of Nigerians and also creating a ripple effect in the tech and innovation ecosystem of the nation. And this is where we draw the curtains on this special edition of the program. I am Dakbo Aruwa Joy. See you next time on TechnyFire.